With our armor shining bright, we'll light up the night. In the kingdom, we reign supreme, ruling with our queen, a force like you've never seen, living out our dream. Metal hearts beat as one, unite. With our swords we'll overcome till the battle's won. Our queen, she's the heart and soul, guiding us through every roll. Together, we'll reach our goal. As legends, we'll be told what's right. In the darkness, we'll ignite, shining through the night. Mechanites, armored up to the hilt, with the power we'll never yield. We're built.
Hi, hello. I hope it's working. Um, I'm trying to create a new Mechanite meanwhile, but yeah, today's stream is gonna be about your stories from the comments you left under the video for the Mechanites. I'm gonna wait uh, for a few seconds just to be sure that everything is working. Um, yeah, should be. Yeah, and then I also need to take the chat. That's fine. Hi, Pug. Um, yeah, yeah, we might not cover whole thing, but we'll try our best. Um, yeah, let me put the YouTube chat. YouTube chat browser. Yep. I hope you can read this. I don't know why there is no camera capture. hmm Okay. I don't know if you need my amazing face, but I'll leave it here in the corner just to demonstrate that I'm a real person. I'm not an AI. Okay, let's go. So um, yeah, the original Mechanite world building video gathered like more than 100 comments, and I was thinking we can together have a look, listen whatever there is, and maybe I can get the best ideas from there and already like put them in potential plot pillars. Uh, so yeah, let's have a look. And the very first one, let me
Hi
know
everyone.
if you're gonna hear it. I will try to run the read out loud software.
The Mechanites remember me of the Imperial Knight of Warhammer 40k. I imagine them being the remnants of what was once a great civilization that, after a cataclysmic event, regressed back to medieval ages, and the Mechanites are the only things protecting them from the newly formed dangers of the world. That would also make the Knights really precious because the means to make more has been lost a long time ago, requiring all new Mechanites pilot to be the best of the best. This could create a division between the Mechanites, or nobles, and the normal population like in real medieval times. If needed, I could write some back.
Yep, I got it. So yeah, this was written by Diffie 0075. Um, yeah, I think it's an interesting concept. There is, yeah, the massive guys in an armor. It's a pretty direct reference to Warhammer 40K. It's not intended, but it's just right. It's massive robots like mechas, evas, whatever, everything. Um, but yeah, so the what I like about this one, it's that the preciousness of the mecha of the Mechanite. It's like they are rare, and only the most influential, most yeah, let's say rich people of medieval times can afford that. So that already makes a good base for um, the difference between nobles and peasants, right? And like how unjustified that is, and how knights coming from this basically your mecha belongs to your duke or your king, but you are the pilot. You might maybe you came from a poor family, and now you are being teared apart between these two worlds where you need to basically protect your noble, but also you want to protect your people, and that will already form like some kind of an interesting conflict. So yeah, thank you. That was an interesting one. Let's continue. Let's play another one. Can you guys can see it, right?
If I could suggest two possible things related to dragons and knights: 1. A Mechanite obsessed with dragon slaying, bones of fallen dragons adorning his mech and wielding half a jaw for a club. Once a warrior of justice whose wife was devoured by an unknown drake. Struck with rage and grief, he sets off to find this firebelcher and kill him, but in the process becomes more dragon-like than he thinks. He no longer cares for people or protects those harmed by dragons, and would gladly sacrifice a village full of innocents if it meant to lure a beast into the open. All in his single-minded obsession to maybe find vengeance.
Yeah. Let's stop here. So yeah, the first one, it's the Mechanite obsessed with dragon slaying so much he does not care about the people anymore. That's a really interesting idea, because yeah, on the path of rage, you would easily forget the that there is like a casualties. As in the my little video, like uh, they they are so focused on killing the dragon, because if they don't do that, the dragon will kill everyone. So just on the way, there will be casualties. And sometimes the mechanites also like will crash into the building, right? It's not their fault, but they doing their best. And yeah, that's the outcome. But I think the strongest part of this story, it's the maybe the realization of him, of this knight who went into the dragon slaying, that he will like forget about everything else. There has to be some kind of realization when he will see like a reference to his lost family in a face of other family, and he will be like, "Oh shit, what have I done? No, I do not deserve this armor anymore." You know? Yeah, that's an interesting one.
All in his single-minded obsession to maybe find vengeance. 2. A Mechanite who made the mistake of sparing a hatchling dragon. He believed that if he took care of the newborn thing after slaying its mother, its bestial instincts wouldn't surface and they'd have a powerful ally on their hand. The knight semi-successfully tamed the beast, using its shed scales to craft a fireproof shield, but alas, no good deed goes unpunished. Inquisitors heard of this heretic knight and stormed the settlement he was in, accidentally spooking the dragon into burning the town and fleeing. The poor heretic knight now quests the land seeking to clear his name, and maybe find his runaway drake.
Yep. That's second part also brilliant. I think I like second part even more. Cause um to tame, like, so the dragons, it's the basically the wildlife of the world, right? They are like, there is an intelligent one who knows how to use magic, and but the wild dragons, they more like animals, so they just driven by the instinct. And for example, there is a reason why people at what's the word, uh, basically they adopted the dogs, but they never could adopt the bear. And only like unique cases of bears being friendly with humans are known, right? So there might be a cases of knights trying that, because they will like eventually stumble on a nest with like a dragon baby or something like that. So um, they would try to maybe adopt him, and I think some successfully will. So it will be like a friendly partner of some sort. But what I like about this story, and I already see it's happening. So this world where they hunt dragons for resources, basically the tamed dragon next to the Mechanite would be seen as a really weird pick of a partner, like how other knights would not accept that. Also, how this is the wild animal. So maybe a couple of other knights will stumble upon this couple, and they will be like, "Oh, this is blasphemy," or maybe they received an order from the king to go and kill this dragon, because the knights should not be taking care of the dragons, because they are the main. Like, if everyone will think they can adopt a dragon, uh, they maybe lose the like, they will make that purpose instead of slaying them. They will think like, oh, how can we like breed them or something. Like, there is a room for a conflict. But what I like, if there is a direct order from the king, for example, or from the noble to go and kill that dragon, then there will be an amazing dilemma for two knights on an order to kill a dragon, and the other knight who basically their friend, but he has to protect him because this is his kid, but he also a dragon. And a dragon do not understand what is going on. He will just by nature protect the knight who will defend him. So it will turn into an amazing fight of two knights, and a knight and a mecha, and a knight and the dragon. So I think it's brilliant. Yeah, I will definitely use that. Okay, yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Thank you, Will Phoenix 5464, for this amazing piece. Next one.
Two things. One, I love the idea of each knight's armor and weapons being a reflection of their personalities and specialties. Like we have the main one that got defeated, who was the original inventor of the mechs. Then there would be one specking more into a defensive and heat-resistant class, but with a cold flair. As if they were always the kind but giant guy with a cool head ready to de-escalate a situation, or you would have one that's more zippy with light armor. Like a skittish kid who always wanted to get out of a situation, and those armors would be themed around characters that the OG made as friends through their years of developing the armor. And now for my second thing, I mod Titanfall 2 and make custom models.
Yeah, yeah, I read that. The second part, it's more about the Titanfall model. But the first part, yeah, I think it's also pretty cool. The like knights having their personal armors designed to the abilities and weapon they wield. It's definitely gonna be there. It's like a kind of a knight, like this one. It's like a agile with the glyph. The other one, it has the like someone in our Discord dropped the like a fire, like basically like a analogy of the fire breathing thing. So he will be like a Bailey guy with the oven in him. So he would like breathe fire or like spill some liquid and put it on fire so he can like zone out enemies and surround them by fire and then taking them down. So yeah, that's all. Like every Mechanite will be unique with his own set of skills and weapon, and that's what we working on. Let's go. What's next? Thank you, Gabal Kalasta.
Here is my idea. Within this new age, there is only darkness for the world of mankind. Terrible monsters ravage towns and villages. All hope seemed lost until a brilliant inventor created powerful suits of armor capable of pushing back against these creatures.
Oh, limit reached. Amazing. Maybe we will have to read it ourselves, or we'll look for another app to do it. Let's see if we can find something else. Read out loud. Yeah, sorry guys. If I won't find uh, the tech, I will just read it myself. Mhm, mhm. Okay.
Here is my
Okay, this is a little bit more robotic, but let's try this one. David. Uh,
Here is my idea. Within this new age there is only darkness for the world of mankind, terrible monsters ravage towns and villages. All hope seemed lost until a brilliant inventor created powerful suits of armor capable of pushing back against these creatures. Unfortunately this inventor couldn't do it alone, so, asking all kingdoms for aid, he was given the task to train the greatest knights the lands had to offer how to use the armor. After a decisive victory, a new order of knights was established. The brave warriors were known as the Mechanites. Having no allegiance to one nation, the Mechanites are the defenders of humanity, protecting all against the monsters that threaten it. Now many years have passed, and the Mechanites still stand as both the sword and shield for the world of man, but the terrors of darkness have not weakened, in fact they have grown stronger. Having recruited from all nations, the Mechanites have a wide variety of different perspectives, ideas, and skills available to the order. Alongside the Mechasmiths, forge masters instructed by the legendary inventor to create new and improved armors for the Mechanites, they stand ready to combat this ever-growing threat.
yeah, that sounds interesting. Just the origin of Mechanites. Yeah. Um, okay. Okay, let's try next one. Mhm. Here is the next one.
CES exist in this world. Would they have different types of mechs or different styles of combat? Like elf mechs would be lightweight with powerful ranged weapons, while dwarf mechs would be bulky and slow with powerful close ranged attacks that cripple enemies, and humans would have more variety. The bad guys could be classic D&D villains but bigger and stronger, for example, Tiamat sending her brood to conquer our realm and free her lich, and vampires commanding dark armies of undead knights, mind flayers experimenting at making their own mechs for themselves and their elder brain, Fae being Fae. Also, could you think about a mech having mantis shrimp fists? Not really for any lore reasons, but just because it'd be cool. Also mage mechs.
Yeah, some people in our Discord would love the shrimp mechas. Uh, yeah, that general summary. It's the D&D D&D kind of style, and it is like a classical D&D kind of setting with a little bit of flair into the different areas. So yeah.
You could try a stranded colony of a spacefaring empire approach to your story. You could make it so that present-day humans are aware of what your species is capable of, but due to draconic/monstrous circumstances, are not able to get off-world, nor could they send out signals for help. The situation is getting dire, but some multi-billion entertainment companies that tagged along with the colonization effort decided to put on a show to keep the masses' spirits up, turning what should be a dire situation into one hell of an experience. You could even say, it's to die for, winky face. If they can't make complex facilities to make kick-ass movies, they can sure as SHT upgrade their existing workshops to manufacture sturdier than usual robot parts and fashion some rudimentary weapons from the props department. What better way to make realistic movies, than to make them using IRL footage?
Okay, yeah. You got that right. It's the it's a story. Oh my God, this one is the bigger one. Um, Thank you, Ron Kinum. Sorry, this might be uh, my naming might be wrong. Okay, this is a long one. Let's hear it.
Our main character aspires to join as they hold the highest status in the land. The MC is
Okay, from the beginning.
okay. I got something. Very loosely in something that happened in my own life, just like your story. It is more of a backstory or a framework for the stories you can include down the line. What if there is a prestigious order of holy Mechanites? Maybe they are the royal guard of the kingdom or the mightiest protectors of the faith. That our main character aspires to join as they hold the highest status in the land. The MC is currently in a party of Mechanite knights that are relatively poor and wander the land in search of contracts, fighting various wars or hunting dragons/monsters for coin. They often struggle, but they are good friends and take care of each other. However, after finishing a job near the capital, the MC gets scouted and recruited by one of the members of the prestigious order, and because of their aspirations and ego, they abandon their friends in order to join it. Their old Mechanite is improved so it can fit with the rest of the prestigious order.
Okay, maybe I read it myself. It's, uh, it's quite robotic and a little bit weird. We are reading the stories from the comments you guys left under the Mechanites video. So yeah, that's what's going on. So yeah, um, the main character is currently in a party of Mechanites hedge knights that are relatively poor and wander the land in search of contracts, fighting various wars, or hunting dragons, monster for coin. So basically, they are like mercenaries, right? They often struggle, but they're good friends and take care of each other. However, after finishing a job near the capital, the main character gets scouted and recruited by one of the members of the prestigious order. And because of their aspirations and ego, they abandon their friends in order to join it. Their old Mechanite is improved so it can fit with the rest of the prestigious order, and they can stay with their group as their old friends leave the city in search of contracts. Maybe they're told to leave by the leader of the prestigious order due to the tension rising between the two groups due to the main character betrayal. Main character is miserable as they realize everything they wanted and expected from joining the whole order was based on lies. They're treated as an inferior by the other Mechanites who only wanted to weaken their previous band, whose prestige was growing and starting to rival their own. That's pretty interesting. By stealing their most promising member at the time, later on the large war, monster threatens the land, and all the Mechanites are called to protect the kingdom. The prestigious order and the main character, previous band um, among the other ones, answer the call. The battle is a close one, but in its climax, the prestigious order basically abandoned the main character previous warband to die in order to secure the victory killing blow and keep all the glory to themselves. Main character doesn't care and wants to rescue their old friends, but they are told to but they are told by the prestige royal leader that if they do something, they will be cast out of the order. Main character basically tells them to go to hell and goes to do so anyway. So here you could have two ways. The main character tries to help their friends but fails, only managing to hear the last words of one of them, forgiving for abandoning the group and asking them to be a true knight. Uh, Leading main character to become a lone wolf type of character, wandering the lands with their own mech and helping poor villagers and people who would normally not be able to hire Mechanites for their monster level bandits trouble. And the second one, the Mechanite, the main character, manages to save their old friends by the skin of their teeth, redeeming themselves before them with this act. So they soon rejoin the merry band regardless after the latest threat has been defeated. The king and his holy order of knights show their true colors, becoming despot rulers of the land and oppressing that people. Maybe this last battle was a ruse to get all the Mechanites of the kingdom to die, except for the prestigious order, so we can have a rule unchallenged. And they mostly succeeded. It's now up to main character and their mere band of poor Mechanites, or by themselves in case of option 2, to challenge and defeat the despotic king and his royal Mechanites guard. Luckily, main character, after years working with them, knows them and their weaknesses and strategize against them using the strength of their team. Okay, this was a long one, but I think it's worth it. Basically, this is a story of group of Mechanites who was like fighting on the outskirts. And then when they went back to the capital, uh, the leader was picked. Like, let's say he had no choice to join the most powerful squad of Mechanites called the Holy Order or the Main Order, whatever. So he has to leave his friends and go with that group. Um, and basically their ways are separate unwillingly. So he does not know what happened to his old band, and he's like now going with this new one. And uh, some time has passed, and he rejoins on this massive battlefield with an old group, but he's still in the new one. But he knows that the new one, they're like bad knights. Basically, they're all rotten and corrupted by the power, and the king is not against that. Um, so, and as they set up the combat situation this way, so maybe the old friends of the main character has been like they be like being lured to be attacked by the, and meanwhile they the main order can defeat the threat, the main dragon, whatever. So yeah, this is like a story of friends being separated and then rejoin, and that he has to choose between his old band and the new band, but he knows that the new band is corrupted, so he chooses the old one, and the outcome of them dying because he abandoned them in the first place, or maybe he saving them, but they now they now live in this society where he created this order. Yeah, and then you have, as an outcome, you have a Mechanite order of high hierarchy, the Holy Order, and they have to, like, maybe he will. Yeah, maybe this is the story. Maybe they actually set up the trap for his old band, and they are all killed. And now he need to take them down one by one, like a revenge story. But because he knows them and where they live and how they rule, because they get like the lands and castles everywhere. So he will be like a revenge spirit on this holy order because all his band all his old group has died because of them, because of the setup of the High Order, basically. And the king as the main order. Yeah, I think this is a good story. Thank you. Thank you, Treelancer. I really like it. I can see it being a storyline as or an arc. I think it's really good. Um, yeah, let's go next. That's such a shame. I really like this. It was a nice. It was a nice voice and pacing. Maybe there is something else. Let me have a look real quick. Uh, I bet there is no free one. They said that there is one in. Hey guys, hello. How you doing? Tell me about yourself. How many how many people do we have right now? Oof, 10 people. Hi, hello. I hope you guys like Mechanites. We are working on it. We are developing the story right now. I'm mainly focused uh, on the storyline and the world itself. So we are writing. We have a writer now who helps us uh, with like proper writing because, as I mentioned, I'm not really good at that. So yeah, the things are moving. I'm gonna start making another short reel soon, and I'm also prototyping. It's really slow, but I'm doing my best. I can show you like a glimpse of that, but don't judge too hard. I've basically just started integrating the uh, assets and so yeah, it's like it's a first stage, the very very early stage of the Mechanites game. So yeah, I think I will be able to show you what that is. Yeah, drop something in the chat. So yeah, here it is. So yeah, I've started working on a shader to basically recreate the style uh, of the first shot in the in Unreal. So it's slowly going. I have integrated the night model, so he's like running and doing stuff, but it's just a prototype. So don't look at it as something serious. We just started literally. So yeah, this is this is it. It's in progress, and I really need a lot of time to make it work and also being able to make keep making shorts for you. So yeah, bear with me. Okay, let's get back to reading your stories from the comments. And yeah, wolves. Let's see if we can get a Google Reader. Maybe it will help us. Okay, no, it won't help us. Do you guys know any free read out loud? I don't like this one. It's uh, too robotic, and somehow it does not it does not source the text well.
My idea. 1,000 years ago there were two nations at war for reasons now forgotten by time. I'm not good with names, so give them whatever comes to mind.
Okay.
As these nations were fairly even in power, none of the numerous battles they had gave either side a significant advantage. One of the two nations, determined to break this balance once and for all, invested enormous amounts of resources in experiments in which magic and alchemy were combined to create a weapon that would give them victory. And after multiple failed results, the magicians and alchemists of the kingdom managed to create what, perhaps they considered at the time, their greatest success, the dragons. And it was thanks to these dragons that the war ended. Because the beasts got out of control and destroyed both sides. Possessing great power and without natural enemies, the dragons spread throughout the world, destroying villages and cities, devouring livestock, and altering entire ecosystems. After years of terror and destruction, the surviving kingdoms united against this common enemy, and with their combined strength and effort, they managed to create the defense force capable of confronting the dragons, the Mechanite unit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure, let's do. No, thank you. No, that's it. Ah, okay. This reader has also betrayed us. Okay, we're gonna do it ourselves. Let's create an old-fashioned Google Doc. Hey guys, can you like drop a plus in the chat or something if I'm like if everything goes well? Because I don't quite understand. Yeah? Is it all going fine? Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Sylveon, what's Sylveon? Okay, maybe I'll put some light. I'll put some light lo-fi music on the background, so it's not a complete silence while I'm doing all this Google Docking and everything. Okay. Okay, we have our new document. We're gonna read from here. Sylveon is a fairy type Pokemon. Okay, thank you. So yeah, basically the main idea of this one, it's the dragons was created by the humans themselves to stop fighting the dragons, right? Yeah, and then they have to, because the dragons went out of control, they have to create something as an alternative, and that alternative becomes the Mechanites. Yeah, sounds interesting. Thank you, Amata Norochi. and we will keep moving on. Yeah, there is a one. In a world where magic and craftsmanship work together to make a world better place, but then the powerful dragon knights came and threatened the rule over the land by force and destroy anyone who'd get in the way. But when all seems lost, the most powerful mages and talented craftsmen made the saving grace, the Mechanites, strong mechanical suits made to fight the dragon knights and the dragons that lead them. The fact that dragons being led by the dragon knights might be a cool idea, but we already have like a nice way to put it, and I'm not gonna spoil it yet. Think there might be the creatures in the Mechanites world that have the same abilities as Sylveon. Mhm. I'm not sure about the massive amount of damage, because basically the premise of this is that we don't want to create an ultimate power, so everything has a weak spot and like a like everything has its flaw. So the Mechanites, they are just they are physical armor, they are not magical, and there is mages who can challenge them basically, and the creatures of the world, they also can challenge them. And the mages also not an ultimate power, because they spells are not almighty. So everything, this is the balance between different fractions. Okay, let's continue. Next story. Thank you, Omnikayon. And next one is R3D4 Educted. And I've seen you in the chat, I think. Yes, maybe it was you, maybe not. The Steel and Flesh, many think they are extreme opposites, but they are wrong. A hand can't protect by its own, and a shield can be wielded without a hand. The time has come for years enslaved, now no more. By the hand and steel, the dragons will fail. The Clash of Steel song. Yes. Hail, yeah. Next one. As for ideas for the well-being, my 2 cents is the idea of what warranted such a massive technological leap for medieval people? Of course, dragons, but my idea is that it goes deeper than that. There aren't just a few dragons causing trouble. It seems like these mechs are built to defend against the overwhelming infestation of dragons. Perhaps they used to be noble, rare creatures that just wanted to be left alone. Perhaps something tamed them into rapidly breeding, rage-filled killing machines with a hunger for bloodlust and gluttony unparalleled. The visual of the plump dragon, while perhaps startling at the light-hearted beat of a reference to D&D movie that came out recently, makes excellent visual storytelling that these creatures aren't driven by just hunger like a predator might be, but driven by some unknown force. Anyway, just a small rambling idea. I have a personal story involving dragons. Yes, got you. So yeah, the idea of dragons, being led by unknown force, maybe like intelligence one will perceive their own purpose, but for the regular dragons, we will see. Some of them may be tamed by other races, some of them just wild and they are on the hunt, and yeah, some other just let's see how it develops. Okay, another idea. Yeah, thank you, Spark Soldier. Well, you can maybe include artificial man-made creatures like homunculi, which has lore very connected to alchemists and wizards that can fight the dragons. Just my biological brain giving its opinion. Yeah. The man-made creatures, maybe. Okay, another one for All Force Megamon. Materials to make the Mechanites are rare, and so are the Mechanites. By consequences, the tech is from a lost civilization. Sure, the blueprints are available to the higher ups of society, of course, but since getting the fuel and material to make Mechanites is hard, they aren't that common. Also, Mechanites are not only a piece of armor that protects against chaos. A Mechanite is resistant against any kind of mind control, dark magic, illusions, and the Mechanite is an extension of the user. It amplifies all of the user strengths and reduce their weaknesses. A Mechanite pilot that has the strong faith in their gods can make a miracle happen way more easily as compared to the pilot without a suit. A Mechanite can make a pilot push through situations that otherwise they couldn't due to traumas. That it's vaguely humanoid as more animal shape and quadruped doesn't have the strength amplifier. Okay, that's just ideas for the Mechanites, right? Let's read next one. Here's my idea for the Mechanites lore. Zarvok the Malevolent is a strong sorcerer with draconic features and dark magic, making him a formidable enemy. He possesses the ability to open portals to the Abyssal Realm, a realm where dangerous creatures from different dimensions are confined. Originally, these centuries were guardians of ancient civilization, but were banished to the Abyssal Realm because a wizard intervened to prevent their quest for power. With menacing features such as multiple heads, spiky tails, and dark scales, for centuries these dragons have presented a notable danger. To combat this threat, an innovator brought together the kingdom to share his discovery of ancient technology that he could reverse engineer the form of the Mechanite. Through the strategic resources allocation, a dedicated zone was created for Mechanites, comprising elite knights from various kingdoms to confront and manage the challenge posed by Zarvok. Make an extremely okay. Let's talk about this one. So yeah, it's another like offer of the origin for the Mechanites. It's an interesting one. It's like the mage who can open the gates to the abyssal realm and get creatures that has been trapped there before. Yeah, I think it's an idea. We will see. We'll see. So Brabot 3000. Make an extremely bulky and heavy Mechanite carrying 2 shields in each hand to protect himself and bash enemies' heads with them. Lol. So yeah, for the 2 shield, I had this idea about the Mechanite who can wield like shield, like a just regular shield, but then he can take 2 parts, like basically disassemble it into 2 parts thing and like rotate them, so it's more like a blade. So it's like double purpose, so he can like assemble it into the shield in front of him and then like disassemble and fight as a weapon. So yeah, I have it in my list, so you can expect something like that. And I might incorporate this idea with the abyssal realm and the mage, but what I want to avoid in the origin is to have an almighty creature. You know, like if there is a mage of this capacity, it means there is a magic of such power. If one can possess a magic of such power, then someone else should be able to too, you know. So there, like what I'm trying to make sense of it, it's like um, everything is balanced. There is no overwhelming power or ultimate weapon or something like that. So and if someone can make it, then some other also can make it. That's the logic of the world. Okay, and Mechanites already bulky enough. There will be different kind. There will be bulky. There will be agile. There will be very slow and very powerful. Yeah, all different kinds. Okay, let's move to the next one. People loving the design. Okay, this is the story one. Let's read it. Uncovered ancient technology that was studied and reverse engineered, and the end product was these mechs. Before discovering the ancient tech, there is a lot of ancient texts and yeah. Fighting a dragon required a whole army to beat it, and that caused a lot of casualties. However, due to the creation of the Mechanites, the original required army to beat the dragon can now be shrunk to a small team of Mechanites. Although the Mechanites are still a bit expensive to create, continuous development in technology and uncovering the ancient ruins had led to the cost of mech lowering. Today they are a staple of the kingdom finest defense, and due to the technology of the ancient ruins, the kingdom has expanded its territories, but this caused some rival kingdoms to get angry and start wreak havoc in the kingdom to make it not become the continental superpower. It started with a slight annoyance, but the expansion didn't stop, and it had ended up escalating to the sending a dragon to destroy a large town near the border. The action to this would end sparkling a war between the kingdom and the different smaller kingdoms who would end up cooperating to fight against the kingdom. The rival kingdoms might not have the Mechanites, but they developed their technology in the firearms direction, which they give them cannons and superior to the kingdom's basic firearms. Yeah. So yeah, basically this is like a conflict between this is the conflict between the different kingdoms and how what can provoke that, right? If this just imagine two kingdoms and the border between them, and one of the cities on that border suddenly just sets on fire, the other kingdom would immediately thought that that one has launched the war, has waged the war against them, so they would defend. Or if, for example, okay, let's keep reading. I think this is the idea of Mechanites fighting each other. It's really cool. So yeah, I definitely would include something like that in the main story, where the politics and the power balance is it's the thing, and they have to pursue their interest and defend their own cities and their own villages. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Sakura Wars, something else. Fox and Space. A lot of good comments. Thank you guys. Okay, Maki is writing. Why I'm not getting it in a form? You know what? I'll just bring this thing here. Why am I struggling with this Word document if we can't read it out loud anyway? Yeah, I'll just maybe put some good ideas in there. Yeah, Maki. I got this idea I found pretty interesting. I love the idea of lost tech in story where the old world has come and gone but has left behind traces of the past. This medieval setting could be set centuries or even millennia after this civilization, allowing a new culture and society to take its place. Say a group of prospectors on a routine excavation of minerals of ore discovered the giant steel golem, in actually a mech from the old world. and bring it to the fiefdom ruler. They reverse engineered a lot of reverse engineering and all technologies. Say with magic, which is actually science they no longer understand, to create the modern Mechanite. Yeah. This lord fields this prototype against the neighboring fief and wins nearly uncontested because of the prototype. This goes on until the empire has been formed by this expanded army of Mechanites. The old lord of this once humble fief dies and passes rulership to his heir, the first Mechanite pilot. This heir attempts to clean up what their forebearer has done to conquer this empire. This could be a good stage for political tension as fractions within the empire begin to squabble over beaten old rivalries against another or empire itself. The empire inevitably collapses and the heir along with it. War threatens to split the nations apart and are led at the forefront by the giant machines. Okay, the chat is writing something. It's interesting. The war would go on centuries until it would simmer down through the presence and rarity of the Mechanites would cause them to mythologize as figures of worship machine gods. The modern setting of this world could have several knights still remain mostly in possession of noble families, their names often inherited by the pilots who earned the right to pilot them. Perhaps that ends up in the hands of some no-name country bumpkin trying to defend their home. That's my write-up. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mike. So I don't have much to add to this one. Yeah, it's an idea of old technology being rediscovered. Okay. So about the tensions, the political tension, and about political tension and like different knights fighting each other, right? There is a lot of ways. Like we have Game of Thrones, where it's all about these intrigues and the politics between different kingdoms. So I think this is my go-to if it goes to the like relationship references, right? How different knights, and one of you guys wrote this little story about an old king who died and left as a heir. He left only his daughter, and the neighboring kingdom said that they will never accept her as a heir. So either they take the throne or they challenge her. And all the knights of her, knowing that she is actually a brilliant and rightful and kind, they stand against the neighboring kingdom, and you get your story. You get the conflict between an old uncle who wants the throne and denies the heir, whatever he is, and you have this little, not little, but let's say young girl who is still idealistic, and she will rule the world, but it will lead to the clash of two kingdoms with Mechanites. Yeah, that's a pretty cool story. Let's continue. Sorry, a little bit of water. Okay. All right, some notes to consider. The premise is great. It reminds of a freelancer with his medieval mechs of there is something wrong with Knuckles, of mashed up with the idea of Mechanites fighting kaijus. Yeah, that's honestly, you could take the lore of Pacific Rim, reduced scale by 10, and then go balls with the walls. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But Pacific Rim, yeah, it's just an anime, right? The anime kind of thing where portals has opened, and now we need the giant mechs to defend. I don't like. What I wanted to create, it's like the cohesive thing without, not without, but as less as possible plot holes, and I think there is a lot of plot holes in the Pacific Rim story. but the idea of giant robots fighting giant creatures, it's basically that's basically the idea, yeah, because Mechanites have to fight not just dragons but all kinds of creatures that attack the villages, and it basically includes the D&D lore. There might be beholders, there might be I don't know, like all of them. The bestiary is massive, right? So yeah. Okay, next one. David Gonzalez Arias. My idea. Ah, no, sorry, I haven't finished the previous one. I have two ideas for a mech. Lancer is a mech using one of those beaky helmets. It would have a horizontal on its back and reach high speeds. Yeah, you see, this is another idea for a different kind of Mechanite. On one hand, a circular saw sealed like Doom, Dark Ages, and the other one is a spear who points as a hollow point explosive. Yeah, explosive spears. I think someone wrote that in our chat too. And the other one, mace. A round mech with spikes coming out of it. The spikes can be shot. The missiles on its hand are two demolition balls with the spikes. He used the punch and launch. Yeah. Someone, I think it was you. Someone drew this concept, but I got it about the basically Morgensterns. That's how they call them. The Morningstar, right? The ball with the spikes. Yeah. And there was another amazing idea about Mechanites. Yeah, I think someone wrote it. The Wilhelm the Young, Daniel Pinalva Pagniel. Sorry if I mispronounce it. But yeah, I think his story, the William the Young, it's about the young scout who become a Mechanite, and he welds this launching device, but it's actually on the chain, so he can like launch the rocks and the iron balls, like spinning the chain, but he also can fight with that chain. Wouldn't that be cool? Like on one side of that chain is maybe like a massive iron ball, and he can like launch it and then like spin and attack with the chain itself. So yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Yeah, I put I put the story of the Wilhelm in the potential plot pillars, or even right in the plot pillars. So yeah, that was a really good idea. Okay. David Gonzalez Arias. I think we just read it, right? Oh no, we haven't. We read this one. So yeah. In the kingdom, this takes place in the use of clockwork, and steam technology is quickly falling behind with the discovery of magic and its many uses in society, which results in many old contraptions from before of era and magic being forgotten. Through strong the spells from wizards are unable to completely drive away the dragons which could invade the city, and the odds of the dragons' sieges ending war unlikely. Until the appearance of the gigantic knight, a machine from the old days which does not need to be piloted, with the goal of protecting the city and driving away the dragons invading it. As the story progresses, the knight would realize the difficulties of being a knight and the sacrifice that needs to be made in order to keep the city alive. Simultaneously, the knight will discover what it's like to have emotions and okay. So yeah, I got it. I'm like, if he's not piloted, what he realizes, he's just a machine. Yeah, I got it. It's like an AI becoming alive, becoming aware that he is a knight protecting the village. Okay, yeah, that's something. Okay, this is a long one. Bloodland Volkov. The idea for the beginning of the plot. In most fantasy stories, dragons are an endangered and rare species of culture. Make it so that in your world, dragon used to be rare, but now they appear often and attack people. An example of beginning of the scene and the monologue. A scene showing a city, people walking, drawing of dragons, children playing in a night, and a dragon costume performance about the dragons. Dragons were great and dangerous creatures, but their greatness was equaled only by the rarity. There were so few people who really saw them and talk about it that their dragons were perceived more as a myth and a fairy tale. It's a pity that everything has changed. The scene where dragons attack the city and destroy them. Yeah, the like rare dragon comes and attacks the city. Okay. Yeah. The second idea is the story of the creation of the Mechanites. Once upon a time, for several thousand years, there was a prophecy that the army of dragons would wake up and take over the earth, and the ancient dwarves or some ancient masters of the creations recognized it and began to make these Mechanites. And then disappeared, but they hid the build the Mechanites are drawings with management and instructions. It took several hundred years to build the several Mechanites. You can create a character, is their descendant, and keeps document, but he just thinks that these are some. Oh my god, I'm sorry, guys, I'm so lost. I think the reading out loud software was managing it much better than me. Maybe I should have get the subscription for that service. Okay, let's continue. So what? You can create a character who in their descendant and keep documents, but he just thinks that these are some unimportant pieces of paper he passed down accordingly to the family of traditions, which just need to be rewritten since the paper deteriorates over time. But then the dragons attack and he finds the secret location for the Mechanites in the ancient dungeons, and he changes his mind. Also, for the greater value in the plot of the Mechanites, I suggest making them difficult to repair and return. This is forgotten technology, and at least one Mechanite is damaged or lost. The plot directly says that the heroes would have to learn to control them better and do not have infinite number. Yeah, I got it. The characters and the story levels. There offer three main characters who control the Mechanites. It will be easier to describe the three main characters. One minor character who is descendant of those who build the Mechanites. You can give them a pilot with how he is trying to assemble a team that will repair the Mechanite, or make him a default team. One character is a villain descendant of an enemy organization that wants to use a Mechanite to take over the world, and I will suggest the next level of the story battles. To begin the story, the heroes first fight single dragon and train during this. Somewhere in the middle you can set several dragons against the heroes. In the finale you can set the whole one. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 5 dragons. Yeah. Okay, let's read 5 more, and then we will get to. Yeah. I believe that you need to answer, set the tone. Okay. 3 more, and let's draw maybe one Mechanite, and we will call it a day for today. I believe that you need to answer one question that will set the tone of your story. Wherever Mechanites can come from the common man, a story of a young man having dreams and ambitions, or are based upon the bloodline and family politics, the weight of legacy and expectation to uphold, or a little bit of both, like a master of apprentice dynasty. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Elitrit. Random Mole. The world has grown cynical. Dragons terrorize innocents on sometimes daily basis. The one person trips the loaves of the loved one, stumbles across the ancient relic from the barely remembered on an age of chivalry, where the humanity stood up against the great beasts regardless of the danger. So our protagonists resolve the pilot of armor to protect. They cannot protect themselves, completely ignoring those who have become jacked to how the world is simply wish to hide so they are not who get eaten. Yep. Thank you. As a follow-up to my other comment too, Makmaki, to add a twist to the fantasy trope of undead knights, it would be cool to have a dead dread knight that operate the same way as rogue AI. The constructor fallen pylons remains literally ghosts. Yeah, it's about basically the fallen knights becoming the resurrected knights, the dead knights. Okay, Makmaki, I'll stop here. It's been interesting. There was some really good ones that we will use. And yeah, also like kind of explained the direction we are going with that. So yeah, and now let's just maybe relax, chat, and draw some Mechanites. Because yeah, it's been intense reading. I think I lost my voice. Yeah, I'll maybe assemble. I thought that this will be fun, like reading those stories, but I think it's just me that I can't read them and pick it up on the fly. But I will read them and sort them myself, and maybe next stream I'll just come back with the best ones, with the best lines, best explanations, so I do not repeat that it's been created by the ancient prophecy or something 100 times again. So yeah, I'll show you like the quick process of how I iterate on the Mechanites. So I usually get like this image from Midjourney, just quickly generate like a knight of some sort, and then I like disassemble it and reassemble in a form of a Mechanite. So yeah, and I would say that if this is like a pilot, how would his Mechanite would look like, right? Like this is the Templar kind of, and I have like a different guys, different types of these knights, and I will get the main bits from them, like the bits that I like the most from each one. So for example, on this one I really like the shoulders. Arms are pretty cool, this shield is interesting. So yeah, let's try to extract this information. Sorry guys if I bore you. It's been an hour of reading the stories, which was fine, which was fun even. I really like that the creative process is going. I really like that like people are actually coming up with an interesting creative stuff. That's gold. It's just so rare. Yeah, let's clean up the background. Clean up the background. Delete all the unnecessary stuff. Or maybe we keep it like it's part of his arm. Yeah, maybe we keep it. Yeah, and then let's start with the shoulder. I'll just cut the shoulder. I'll just cut the shoulder. Is there anyone in the chat who has like a question or something? Or a topic he wants to talk about? I'm just gonna be peacefully making little Mechanite. So yeah, we have the shoulder now. You see? Shoulder. Wow. Isn't that amazing? I have a shoulder. let's get another one. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, let's just enjoy nice music. Do you like lo-fi? Can. The ideas everybody's sharing are awesome. Yeah, I agree. It's really good. I wish I could make all of them into the show. Unfortunately, I'm just a solo animator. Like I have and I also I got this idea of making a prototype and the shorts at the same time. So, and also I need to make it into a story right now, so it also limits my time. So yeah, I'm trying to get everywhere. Maybe that's a mistake, but I will try. I will try my best. At least like at first, uh, I will sort the story out, and after that we will get to whatever comes next. I will definitely continue making like a shorts, the little videos, but also meanwhile maybe we will come up with a pitch for a show. Maybe we'll be able to make like a solid plot, and based on the short film, we can actually get to the studios, to the big studios, and ask if they really want to make it into a real mini series or even a series. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Subscribe to the channel, by the way, if you haven't. Do you guys like lo-fi music? Okay, let's see if we actually like his features more than other guys. What else do we have? We have, like, let's compare the chest plate. I think I really like this helmet and this chest plate. I'll take this, even though it does look like a red cross. Like a knight of a red cross. Let's grab this chest plate. Alright. We don't need to be super accurate. It might be just a little bit. Oh. So we wanna get the chest plate out of this armor and have it, and the helmet, maybe with the scarf. Maybe scarf. No, let's get the helmet first, and the scarf right after, because this helmet is really nice. This helmet will make a really good Mechanite. Yeah, we got the helmet. So now we have shoulders, breastplate, helmet. We're gonna hide them for now. Do you guys like this shoulder pads? Hmm? I don't know, I'm not sure. Let's see what else do we have. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe legs are nice in this one. Yeah, legs are kind of cool on this one too. Okay, well, let's get legs from this one. At least lower legs. This is a bulky, nice shape. I really like the idea of the of like this cool order and bad order, like not the bad order, but like the holy order, let's say, that actually got corrupted, and they set up their own members to get like more in power, or to get to their goals. I think it's an interesting one. Yeah, I really like these stories about like Mecha Medic. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But he's supposed to be Templar, you know, the Templar Knight. They have a crosses, but I will rotate it. We will rotate it later, so it would be more like not a medic, but the Templar Knight. So yeah, the story about the knight who has to. I also like this idea of some knights like being mercenaries, basically, like how it's mostly like about the outskirts of the kingdom, how like one noble would make a knight from himself, because he just like likes to pilot and likes to be on the field, and he would like go around his possession, or like places, right, and fight the creatures that attacks them. Yeah, we have a one leg. Let's get another one. Let's get another leg. Something like this. We making a Mechanite. Making a Mechanite. The Templar Knight. This guy might be in this holy order as like a bright white knight in a shining armor, but he actually like super corrupted and bad inside. It's also a nice reference to like people having a shell, you know, like how some people would pretend to be all righteous, but they actually not, and they would use this armor to like to pretend to be knight, but not actually be one. Okay, let's see I like these shoulder pads too, and the arms are nice. Right, let's see. Okay, let's get these shoulder pads too, maybe for the future, maybe for just to see if they would fit on our mecha. Let's get this sweet little shoulder pads. Yeah. have anyone in the chat played Elden Ring, the DLC for Elden Ring, or Elden Ring itself? Guys? Okay, the first shoulder, we have it. Second one is next. Let's go. Let's go, shoulders. Oh, keep messing up pluses and minuses. Oh, sorry. Yeah, thanks God. Yeah, I can play. What do you play? Do you play any other games? Okay, these shoulders. Okay, now let's see if we can find nice like upper leg or like this frontal plate thingy. Maybe we can actually get this one for now. Yeah. Yep. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's see about the arms. I still play Skyrim. Yeah, Skyrim is the endless game. I played it so many times. Love Skyrim. Yeah. Do you mod it or you just like play only play vanilla? That's close enough. Close enough to Elden Ring. Okay, let's see arms. Yeah, maybe this one. Maybe this is our arm. Let's get it started. Do you mod Skyrim or you just play vanilla? Okay, we have nice arm now, so we can, yeah, let's clean it a little bit. So yeah, we will try to get all the parts, and then we will be able to form the Mechanite itself. Okay, we get the arm from here, right? Yep. And the other one. And the other one. We don't need it to be like super clean, but a little bit. Yeah, and when I'll get this main bits, I will be able to extract them, and I will be able to form a nice little shape out of them, and I will adjust them later and scale them to fit the idea that I have in mind. Okay, this parts too. Without shoulders maybe, or maybe with shoulders. Yeah, why not? If we will cover them with other shoulders later, we never see them. But if not, there will be a shoulder thing coming out, and we can always clean it and delete it. Yeah, nice. Let's keep drawing the Mechanites. Have you guys watched any TV shows recently? A rapier and a turbo thruster. Found multi-stabs and evasion tactics. Yeah, that's an interesting take. I'll save it. Maybe that would be really cool to have like a spear slash rapier, maybe like a long but sharp, so you can either slash but also use it as a spike. That would be cool. I don't know why I like this, like a two types of like a switchblade kind of mechanic. Like, you know, the first knight were able to punch, and also he had like a blades in his arms, like a dual blades. So okay, let's see what parts we have now. We have almost everything. We don't have upper leg. So yeah, well, let's find ourselves an upper leg, and then we will be done and ready to make a Mechanite. I like this one. Not a big fan of this one. This one is interesting. Maybe. Yeah, I think we found our favorite. This guy. Let's get these parts and let's start assembling the Mechanite. Yeah. Let's go. I was also fencing, like when I lived in London, we went to the fencing trainings. That was kind of cool. I never know that there was so many rules, because basically I think if it was just fencing without the rules, it's easily exploitable. So there is this rules of like, oh, I'm the attacker and you defending, and now I'm defending and you an attacker, and it's like a little bit confusing with all the, yeah. But it was fun. It was like an interesting thing. First part. Now we get in the second part. A little bit more time and we will be able to assemble our first Mechanite. Yeah, I'd say too many. I think it should be simpler. Need to memorize the rules of the foil in, yeah, exactly. And there is like three kinds of, yeah. You're like, why? Why it's not the same thing? Why for each different weapon there is a different set of rules? Guys, come on. But I mean, I know why they're doing it. It's like it's like a game development, you know. You need to establish boundaries so people would not exploit. Because yeah, it's, if there is no rules, it's really easy exploitable and it's no fun anymore. So yeah, people need rules. Okay, we have almost everything. I think maybe we need like a knee pads or something. Let's see. Oh no, we have knee pads. Okay, you see, we gathered some parts from all the images, and now we're gonna just group them, duplicate the group with this one, and now we're gonna take all these duplicated guys and move them aside. And I'm gonna scale them according to the, oh, let's see if we have maybe another helmets in our possession, just to have like a variety of helmets. Yeah, let's hide this one, let's hide, we don't need to hide this one. So yeah, let's see if we can find a different helmet. Yeah, maybe this one will fit actually, but the angle is weird. I like this one. This one I don't like. Okay, maybe this one. This is a nice helmet. Okay, let's take it and put it in our first group. So yeah, we have two helmets. We'll see which one fits the best. And now we're gonna assemble. I'm gonna scale down parts according to the helmet, because helmet is like my central part and I want it to be like a decent, how they call it, decent resolution. And when you scale down, it loses the resolution. Oh, I also feel like I might need. Okay, later. Yeah. So I have a helmet. I have. Let's maybe start with these shoulder pads. I want them to be on top of the helmet, right? These arms. We're gonna just. Yeah, and this thing. Should it be on top or on the bottom? Let's start assembling. Like this. Legs. This part maybe do not fit yet, but it will eventually. Let's select legs. And this part too. Scale them down a little bit so they fit with the helmet. Let's scale down the shoulders. Right. Something like this. Okay. Right now you can't really see it, but I promise it's in there. I promise there is a Mechanite hiding in the bushes. Maybe let's make the hands a little bit wider right away. Maybe this one turns out a little bit futuristic. Plastron. I keep asking a friend what a plastron was. I don't know what that word means, sorry. What's the plastron? Let's widen this leg a little bit so it matches the proportions better. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's try it like this. Let's try it like this. Okay, it has like a little bit of a weird energy right now, but it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. You can already see how it's like coming together, right? Okay, maybe I'll widen it up. Yeah, something like this. You already. Thank you for the stream. I have to go now. Take care and have fun. Yeah, you too. Thank you. See you. So yeah, you guys can already see how Mechanite are basically like coming together. You can see the arms and like this main shape is popping out of the. So yeah, let's try this helmet, see if it fits better, right? Maybe it is, maybe it's not, we don't know yet, but I definitely want this to be on top of it. Okay, yeah, I don't know. It kinda does, I think. If only there was someone in the chat to tell me if it fits better or not. I don't know. But let's continue. This one, we like it, right? We keep it. We duplicate the group. And we just shift the new one on the side. And we keep the old one. And that's how we get a variety of Mechanites. So you have one here, even though it's supposed to be a Templar Knight, but now he looks more like a Red Cross guy because of this red cross. Maybe we can try and fix it into something more knighty, like like a Celtic cross. I don't know. Right? Why not? Why not? Why not try stuff? No one gonna stop us, right? It's just... Yeah, is that how the Celtic cross looks like? I'm not drawing like something inappropriate. Yeah, I think that's it. It does not like look like a red cross anymore. Mhm. I don't know why would Mechanite have a Celtic cross. Chat. Yeah. How about them? One of them go rogue and they betray the kingdom. Yeah, exactly. Почему чат тихий? Yes. Yes to all. I think one of them should go rogue, and he should be pissed off with the decisions of the king so badly he would launch himself towards the king and maybe take him down even. But I really like the idea of the rogue knight, that he's like being betrayed or set up in a battle or something like that, and he's like go against the, or maybe he shifts the code to fit his ideals now, you know, like how would the code be, protect the weak, and he will be like, who is the weak in this world, who is the weak in this situation? I think it's me. I think I've been left weak and alone, and I need to protect myself, and everyone is against me, which means they all united with the power, and I'm weak against that power, so I need to protect myself, you know, something like this. Yeah, so yeah, you see now it looks less like a red cross and more like a knight symbol, so we're gonna go with that. Maybe we even replace this one with this one on this drawing. So let's drop this layer down. Let's drop this layer down. Let's drop this layer down. You know the Beyonce bit, the hit song. It was about Mechanites secretly. Kevin, can I ask you a question? What do you think of betrayal reasons? Why would people betray? Like real people in real life, what would they betray? Yeah, thank you, STW. Yeah, right now we on the fun part, on a fun part of making our own Mechanites. So yeah, I have the baseline now, and I can go from here every direction. I can scale the shoulder pads, right? To make him wider, to make him like feel stronger. Let's try that. Let's try widen the arms as well. And as you can see, there is a little bit of space here, the empty space, and I usually fill it up with like with the parts of background that I have, like these things. So I would just like drop them on the background, and they would fill up the space. So yeah, and I have option to like shift my hands and arms around. Maybe this hand feels like not as wide, as powerful as I want it to be, so I'll like scale it all up to match the energy of this other arm. Yeah, maybe even bigger. Yeah, I think it's matches better now. Yeah, and a little bit wider. Always go like, I try to make him like a little bit wider. Maybe legs a little bit wider too. So he's a super And you can see already like how these two, like with these little adjustments, how they already feel different. Maybe let's try and put this thing on the background too. Just to see if we can cover this hole. Okay, let's try. Yeah, it's working, I think. Let's readjust a little bit like this. Maybe even more. Maybe even more like this. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and now we duplicate and mirror, and we put it on the other side too, so they like, yeah, they both covering the and yeah, they both gonna cover. Oh, what is going on? We're gonna cover the back side of the Mechanite, so we can have this hands wider, and this part we don't need. We can delete it. Yeah, we can. You see, right? Like how this already forms. You can like put it higher and just cover it with the shoulder pad, and you can have your own like little like the engine, basically the engine shape, how the engine would be like forming behind him, and we will get to that even later. Yeah, let's go. Let's continue. I like how this little guy coming together. Already feeling like Mechanite, right? Do you guys think he's looking Mechanite? No, everyone left. It's two people now. That's fine. I can just stay here alone. And just draw my favorite Mechanites. That's what I do. I just drew Mechanites. I make the head a little bit bigger, so yeah, he already like feels like a little bit more powerful than this guy, right? A little bit more grounded and epic. So yeah, the White Knight of the Crown. Who's sitting in this mech? Who is this guy? Yeah, I like it. And yeah, I think we will stop here. I will finish this process of like shifting things around and shuffling stuff. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll take your stories and I'll put them into the special doc where we will sort it all out. Thank you guys for being here, and yeah, let the justice prevail.